Hey, what's going on everybody? Zach here with Brandon Wild Pickups, and welcome back to another episode of Rewind Time. This is going to be part 2 of our 60s Fender Stratocaster pickups. So if you haven't seen part 1, go ahead and check that out. It'll be a couple videos down on the channel. So, quick refresh here. We have one full set of 1965 Strat pickups that were in very bad condition. And then we have two 1966 Strat pickups, and we need to make a replica to have a third pickup in this set because the other original one was missing, replaced at some point. So, quick update on the 65 pickups. We have prepped them for winding. We cleaned off all the corrosion. I went ahead and taped around there. I like to put tape around these because it's going to prevent that rust from coming back through again in the future. And I mean, if they get super crazy rusty again, even the tape can fail sometimes, and rust is a very powerful thing. So, you know, but it's gonna work a lot better, and these are gonna last a really long time. So, we also have the eyelets cleaned out, everything's kind of deburred. We're ready to get these on the winder. So, we are gonna go ahead and do that here pretty soon. Next up, we gotta talk about our 66 pickups. These are pretty much done, actually. You may remember from the original video we did, both of these have their original windings still, which is great. This one was in pretty good condition, so this one's good to go. We just had to reheat the solder joints a little bit. This one, we have new leads on. This is going to be our neck pickup. This will be the middle, and our replacement is going to be the bridge pickup. And well, actually, now that I think about that, I'll have to see what that one reads. This one might go in the bridge. We'll have to see, because typically you're going to use the neck pickup and the bridge pickup the most in a Strat. So maybe we'll put the replacement in the middle and do some lead changes. Well, I don't know. I'll talk to the owner about that and we'll see. But we have to make a replica. So here we have, this is my gray bottom flat work that I cut here in-house. We're not going to use this though. We're going to do something a little bit special. These are old pickups. We're trying to replicate it. I mean, we're not trying to do 100%, sell it as a fake replica of this. You're going to be able to tell it's a new pickup, but we want to get a little bit closer than we normally do for our standard sets, just so it's all going to look right in the guitar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to take my program and I'm going to edit it a little bit, because as you can see, this lead wire hole right here is really large, and that's not correct for a vintage Strat pickup. As you can see here, actually we'll get one of these. It's tiny on these. It's a big difference. We've actually talked about this before. Yeah. This is irritating, but it looks cool. So we're gonna edit my program to have the smaller lead wire hole. And then another thing we are gonna do is we're gonna dye this a little bit, because as you can see on these originals, they kind of have like almost like a greenish tint to it. Yeah, whereas this is a little bit lighter. And again, that's not something you really have to do, but we're gonna go ahead and do it anyways, just to go that extra mile. So that's the first thing we gotta do. Then we'll get our magnets and we'll have to age those a little bit, not too much, because these really are not that rusty or aged. We'll be able to match that pretty close. And then we'll get it assembled and wind that one, and then we'll be done. But first things first, let's go cut out one of these on the laser. Alright guys, check this out. So we're over here at my computer with the laser program. We took that hole and we made it smaller and we moved it up a little bit. So now what we need to do is come up here and print. We do not want to print to the HP. That would not be good. Here we go. Laser. Let's see, I gotta change this a little bit. Okay, now we're gonna hit print, and we're gonna walk through my disaster of a shop right now. I apologize at how messy it is. I'm working on a big order. All right, so now we're gonna take our laser here, which is an Epilogue Mini, great little laser, and we're gonna press our play button. And it's gonna start over there for some reason. That's odd. I would have expected it to start over here, but whatever. believe Fender actually pressed these back in the day. This works great. Alright, well that's going to do its thing, so we'll come back to you after we get these done. Alright guys, so here we have the bottom piece of flat work. We have our eyelets installed, we have our small lead wire hole, and I've went ahead and dyed this. It's going to be close to the right color. It's not going to be exact right now. There is a reason for that, because once this pickup gets assembled, it's going to get dipped in a tinted lacquer, and that's going to give us the rest of the color that we need, as well as our lacquer line, which you always want to see. So, everything's looking really good here. Oh, I did figure out what was wrong with the laser and why it started over so far. That was my fault. I had the wrong table size on the computer. Doesn't matter. But at this point, we are ready to age our magnets and put this together and then get it on the winder. But we're actually going to call it here for today because I have to talk to the owner and see if he wants to make this a middle pickup or a bridge pickup, because that will kind of determine what we do here. So at this point, like I said, we're going to stop for today, and then tomorrow we're going to come back, build this, wind it, and rewind these 65s, and we're going to call this thing done. So thank you guys so much for watching. Actually, no, this is just, I am stupid. We're going to cut to the next segment here. This is not the end of the video. Oh, it's been a long day. It's a Sunday again. So, all right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay guys, we are back. It is the next day. We are going to go ahead and make this new pickup the middle pickup. Went ahead and talked to him, and I think that is the best option here. So, we got this thing all put together. It looks pretty good. Looks about like we want it to. You can see we got pretty decently close. I mean, it's not 100% perfect. A little more green than I wanted, but that's okay. Like I said, you're never going to see this anyways. All you're going to see is the top part. We got our lacquer dipped, so we got a nice little line of lacquer there on the top, which you can see on the original as well. Pretty cool. All right, so we are ready to wind this. I actually have the 65 pickups on the winder now, so we're going to go ahead and I guess we'll just finish everything up, and then we'll come back to you when we are done. So we'll see you in a bit. All right, guys, here we go. Here's the 65 set. They're all done. They're all rewound. They came out really nice. So on the 65 set, let's start at the neck pickup here. Really cool. We have original leads on the neck pickup, nice and long. Came out perfect. Then the middle pickup, we do have new leads on here because one of these original pickups didn't have the original leads. They were spliced. But that's okay. Still looks right. I went ahead and aged the cloth a little bit so it looks a little bit more correct. There we go. And then here's our bridge pickup, which I believe does also have original leads. Just came out really cool. All right, so this is the 65 set. I'm gonna go ahead and set these aside. Those are all done and ready to go back. Now we'll get the 66 set and the replica pickup. Oh, those are in there. I'll be right back. Oh, also, something you may have noticed, we've had a tiny bit of music in this. I don't normally put music in rewind times because of copyright stuff, but this is my brother's band, so I'm allowed. Brujas del Sol, go check them out. Shameless plug there, right? All right, so the 66 set. We went ahead and put the replica in the middle, like we said. So here is our neck pickup. This one does have replaced leads. Again, I went ahead and aged it a little bit. And I learned a little bit of information about these pickups as well, because I think I pointed out in the first video, maybe the second one as well, that we have some black paint on here, which looks really weird. I think initially I said maybe somebody was trying to turn it into a black bottom, or maybe the guitar got refinished or something like that, and they just oversprayed it with the pickup still in. That's exactly what happened. So apparently the guitar was refinished, the pickups were still in it, they got some overspray on the pickups. Could you remove this? Yes, you could. However, these things are original windings. We don't want to touch it. You get in there with a razor blade and start scraping that off and you get too close to the windings, you're gonna nick it, and that's bad news. So I advise to just, leave that be. And I did not recreate that on our replica pickup here, as I said, just because it's a replica pickup, I'm not trying to fool anybody, excuse me, into thinking it's one of these originals. But that being said, though, it still came out great. So here's our replica, and here is, well, the partially painted black one. The magnets came out pretty similar. They look nice and pretty uniformly aged. Is it 100% exactly like the original pickup? No. But this pickup was made in 1966, and this one was made today. So do the best we can. The back came out pretty nice. Grab the cleaner of the two here. See, that looks pretty good. And of course, it's going to sound right. It's going to be much better. This is going to be a lot better than the pickup that was with the set, which was this just generic modern Fender whatever. Yeah. So I think that's going to pretty much do it for this episode of Rewind Time. 6 pickups in one episode. I think that might be a record for us. Hopefully the customer will be happy. We're going to send these back. This is, again, part 2. If you haven't seen part 1, go check that out first. I think it was posted like a week or 2 ago or something. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode of Rewind Time. And we'll see you guys later.